So what are the objectives? Objectives are nothing but goals or aims that organize whatever the main aim you are able to do, whatever the main goal of any project or any thing you are doing. Not only our organization, when you go with physical, that is educational institutions, political background, when you are becoming an entrepreneur, when you establish a small store, anything, everywhere you go, you will be having certain goal, certain aim. First thing in a planning is you have to think what will be your aim, finally what you have to achieve. That is known as objective. Okay, so that objective we have studied with the characteristics of objectives. We have already gone through this. The first one is multiple in numbers. I told you objectives can be multiple in number. For example, you take an educational institution as our college, we will be having many number of objectives, particularly with respect to particular department. One objective will be there, another department another objective will be there. Like this, you'll be having multiple. When you come with your project, for example, you'll be doing uh, one productivity project. When you become an engineer, you will be doing certain productivity projects, and there also you'll be having certain multiple objectives. That is, one objective will be your main objective should be your performance. Next objective, you should get 100% result from that. Next objective, you have to sell to the customers, you have to get 100% profit. Like this, different objectives you will be aiming. So you have multiple number of objectives, and then objectives can change over time. As I told you in the last class also, when you go with objectives this particular time, you will execute certain things and you will come to know, yes, this is not up to the mark, I can even change the objective, I can change the aim of my project, and I can go with the next whatever the things according to the technology. So it can change over time. Okay, then tangible and intangible, that is, they will be changeable or non-changeable. Certain things they will be changing, certain things they will not be changing. This also we discussed in the last class. And then objectives have priority. That is, whenever which objective has to be given high priority, that objective will be executed first. For example, I want 100% profit from the customers, and I want to sell the project, I want to sell all the uh, whatever the objects are there, whatever the toys or whatever something I have kept in my store, I have to sell all that to the customers. These are the two objectives. So virtually the first priority, I have to sell everything first, complete first, sell all the things whichever you have in a store. Then next objective may be my 100% profit. Like that, give some priorities to the particular objectives. Then objectives are generally arranged in hierarchy. This is very, very important. They will be arranged in hierarchy. That is, one after the other you have to execute the objectives. Objectives sometimes clash with each other. That is, some objectives may be same. You may think that objective sentences or certain things may be different, but when you go deeper into the objectives, whatever you have set, the same objective may be same, the objectives may be same with the other thing. That is, the meaning of the objectives may be same. That time what you can do, you can combine the two objectives and you can set it as one objective. Like that, many things can happen. So always see that objectives are nothing but goals. That is very, very important. Then we will come with the next important thing, requirements of objectives. What is this requirement? Very important thing is, objectives must be clear. There should not be ambiguity in objectives. This is very, very important. Always see to that your goal, whatever you are thinking, see to that it should be clear. Don't be in a confusion state. I am able to establish an organization, or I am able to establish a store, or I am becoming an entrepreneur. Always see to that your objective must be clear, your aim must be clear. Okay, so that confusion should not be there. When after planning you will start organizing or you will start doing certain work, that time you should not get any ambiguity. So that is a very, very important thing. Then objectives must support one another. That is, when you have two three set of objectives, one objective may be depending on the second objective, second will be depending on the third, they will be always interrelated. They should support one another. You frame an objective in such a way that they are related with each other. Okay, objectives must be consistent with organization's mission. Objectives must be consistent. That is, whatever the mission, for example, you have a big organization, you are a part of that organization. For example, we consider our educational department. Our organization is the entire thing, and in that we have particularly certain departments like CSC, EC, ISC, civil, like this. So objectives of particular departments, they should be matching with the objectives of organization. That is very important, because whole organization will be having one vision or one aim. To that, to achieve that, even the objectives of the departments also should match each other. They should be consistent. They should not be changing. That is very, very important. And objectives must be measurable. This is very important thing. You can take a profitable organization, you can take non-profitable organization. Like non-profitable is our educational department, profitable will be productivity industry which produces some products to the customers. They should be measurable. For example, our organization, we are measuring our objectives at the end in the form of results. What will be the results of the students? Then you take an productive based company, they will measure the objective at the end in form of profit, whatever they are gaining. So always see to that these objectives whichever you have framed, they must be measurable. This is very, very important. Next, objective should always remain valid. They should be valid. That is particularly perfect objectives will be there, and they should be valid to a particular time. Okay, valid is nothing but whether they will be existing for a particular amount of time or not. They should be valid. When you are framing an aim, you will have a valid reason to frame that objective. So like that, objective should be valid. Yes, you are framing an objective, yes, it is correct according to the your assumption. Like that, you should frame an objective. Then objective should be periodically reviewed. This is very, very important. After completing each and every object, you should always review the object, whether the objective is completed perfectly or not. Or can I go, once I complete one objective, can I go with the second objective or not? If I take a first objective, I have completed everything from first objective, I have achieved my goal or not. You have to see, you have to review them periodically, either 1 week, 1 week time you can take, or monthly you can take. Like this, you people have to review the objectives. That is when you come with a, especially this management, we will be dealing with the business, or we will be dealing with any organization whichever we are working. Always try to review that. You'll becoming an engineer in after 2-3 years, you'll be working for a company. There also you'll be giving these objectives. You will be given these objectives, and you have to periodically review these objectives. So this is what requirement of objectives. Very, very important thing for the hierarchy of planning. Next one is strategies. What are the main important strategies should be there for planning? A strategy is a plan which takes into these factors. That is, look here, it will take into strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. SWOT. That is, we will always see to this whenever we come with a business. Most of the business people will take this SWOT analysis is there. Actually, this is a very important analysis where everyone will follow in a business. Okay, you have to see the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of the organization, of the employees, of the people who are working there. This is very, very important. So strategies also always come with the factors like strength, weakness, opportunities, threats, and provides an optimal match between firm and external environment. That is, you are planning that this is my strategy. I am investing into this business. This is my strategy. Always see to that what is the strength in your business. Yes, this is my strength. I am establishing this organization. My employees are my strength. Weakness. For example, you give certain project to your employees. The project, whichever you are doing, may the people who are working in that organization may not be good with that project. That will be the weakness. All will not be everywhere. All will not be fitting to a particular environment. There will be certain weakness in any of the organization. Then opportunity. See whether the project whichever you are developing, or whenever you're opening anything, you're getting a good opportunity so that you are reaching your customers properly or not. So when you reach your customers properly, you'll get good result from that. That is very, very important. Then threats. Always this will be common in all the business. Threats is nothing but ups and downs will be there. When you are establishing a business, you may think that your business is not up to mark. You'll not get a good profit. Yes, I'm not getting good profit in my business. I can go with the next. I should see how will achieve my business so that I can reach 100% profit from that. These are all threats. You may get threats from the surrounding environment. You may get threats from the people who are similar to the profession where you are working. Like that, you'll be getting everything. So you have to go with all these ups and downs, and finally you have to get with the profit of the organization. That is very, very important. These are SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. This is very, very important. Like this acts like a mantra for people who are working in business. This is very, very important. Wherever you go in business, they follow this SWOT analysis. Okay, and this is what strategy. Two activities are involved in strategy formulation: environmental appraisals and corporate appraisal. What is this appraisal? Look here, environment appraisal involves identifying and analysis the components and attributes of environment. This is what environmental appraisals. You identify the components or attributes of environment which are involved in your planning, whether you get good appraisals or whether you are getting good inputs from the environment wherever you are working, good inputs you are getting from the environment. That is very, very important. Then corporate appraisal, it analysis involves identifying, analyzing companies strength and weakness. This is from environmental appraisal. That is, you may get good inputs, you may get even bad inputs from the people around you. The organization which is there, they may get inputs around the customers who are working for that. Okay, there will be many people outside your environment, outside your organization, whether you are getting good inputs from them. That is environmental. When you get up, when you take corporate appraisal, that is within the company strength and weakness. That will be within the company employees who are working there, whether it is from in between. This is what within the people who are working in the environment over there. So these are the strategies. This is very, very important. And in this strategy, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats are very, very important forms. Then when you go with the strategies, very, very important thing, when you have a environmental strategy, you have components of environment. What will be affecting your organization or your being whenever you are a businessman or entrepreneur? Look here, the environment means it can be political and legal components like licensing. You have to get the license from government. You have to get approval from the people who are, when you want to open a business, even you have to, when you are opening a large scale industry or some industry, you have to get good, you have to get approval from the government and surrounding area people who are there. You have to get the approval from them. Like this, you have to depend on the environmental components. Very, very important thing. And you have to see whether after establishing certain thing in that area, whether you will be getting good profit from that, whether you'll be able to attract the customers or not. Like that, if you are opening a productivity based company, you will be whether the surroundings will support with the environmental issues. Whenever you are opening, for example, you take a car company, like whenever in this highway, when you go there, there is a Kia car company, right? Anyone have seen this? They have opened a large industry over there, Hyderabad Bangalore highway. What they'll do, they will see whether after opening that company, they have to see every surroundings, environmental things, they will get support from them. That is what they are getting enough water to manufacture a car. They are getting enough environment, whether that environment suits for the environment to manufacture a car. Like that, they have to see. That is very, very important component of an environment. Okay, then economic components. This is very, very important. Whether you have personal income properly, trending in prices, exchange rates, all are important with economic. That is, you have proper income to invest in that project. After investing that, whether you will be getting the good output from that, whether your customer, wherever you are opening a business or whenever you are opening an organization or whenever you are developing a product, whether that product is trending in prices, whether the prices whichever you have given to that product is according to the trend, according to the particular trend or particular geography, whether it is correct or not, you people have to see to that. Then competitive components, that is identifying principal competitors and analysis of their performance, protection of patents, brand names, etc. These are all competitive. That is why competitive world nowadays everything is competitive. I open a small company near my neighbor also open a small company. See to that you are getting good result from that, and see to that whenever you are innovating something, always try to apply for patents, try to apply for copyrights, and see the performance, whether your product will be good than the other product or whether your results are good than the other results. Like this competitive world nowadays, everything is competitive. Okay, that is very important. Plan in such a way that your product should have good performance than the other products. Then social and cultural components. This is also very, very important. Whether you're serving for the society, whether you're not affecting the cultural environments. That is, you are not affecting the sentimentals of the people who are around, or the customers whom you are able to deliver your product. This is very, very important in business. You people have to follow all these strategies when you are opening a small business, or when you are becoming an entrepreneur for a particular business. This is what the components of environment. So that is a first important strategies. Then next one is policies. This is the next hierarchy of planning. A policy is a general guideline for decision making. This is what decision making. Yes, I am the manager of a particular team. I have rights to decide something. I have rights to do, or I have rights to tell something. So for that you have to make a guidelines. So there will be certain set of rules and regulations given by a manager. You will be imposing those rules and regulations to the employees who are working there. So that is known as a policy, guidelines given for particular task. Okay, it sets up boundaries according to decisions. Policies channelize the thinking of the organization members so that it is consistent with organizational objectives. This is very, very important. So that is what it channelizes the thinking of organization. That is, when you frame a set of rules and regulations, then it will tell you, yes, this organization is following certain set of rules and regulations. Anyone can easily come to know based on these policies. Policies are nothing but guidelines. When you go in our labs or in your classrooms and all, there will be some do's and don'ts in the labs, and we will be telling you, you should do like this, you should not do like that. Is what the rules that will be established by the particular organization. So channelizing the thinking of organization members, this is very, very important. Channelization is very, very important. Are you able to follow what I am telling?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. So next thing is types of policies. So when you have policies, when you have certain decisions, or when you have certain guidelines, you should see what are the different types of guidelines I can give to the organization employees who are working in there. So policies can be classified on sources, functions, organizational level. Classification on basics of sources. That is, you can classify the policies based on sources, based on the functions, and based on organizational level. So based on the sources, what are the types of policies? Originated policies, appealed policies, and implied policies. What is this originated? You can frame guidelines based on originated, based on appealed, or based on implied. What is this originated? Established by top manager. That is, you can frame guidelines based on the person who is very, very top level in your organization. You can follow guidelines based on for example, mainly we are affiliated to VTU. We always follow the guidelines given by VTU. So that is the one who is the organization. VTU is one thing who is giving us guidelines to follow certain things. You're becoming a NBA accredited, we people have to follow all the guidelines given by NBA. Like that, there will be a top manager, one who will be giving all the policies for us. That is what originated policies. All these policies will be given by the top member. We cannot change them. That is very, very important. No one can change, only that person or the person who is at the top level, he can only change the rules. Then appealed policies. The policy is appealed by subordinate to his supervisor. That is, I am the next person to manager. Manager is the one who is a team leader. After manager, there will be one more subordinate or one more superior, so that the employees can follow this superior guidelines who is superior to him after manager. Okay. So other person other than manager, the next level person who will be framing the rules and regulations. Then implied policies, policies which are stated neither in writing nor verbal. That is, just orally you will tell. You will not, for example, these such type of policies, they will be changing. Today one policy you can implement, tomorrow you can implement. They will not be written anywhere. Okay, or verbally. That is, nothing will be there. They will be just orally given to the people. Yes, today I am framing the new rule. You people have to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's all. That's all. This is my oral communication I have given to my employees. Like this, you can frame the policies based on the time conditions and all. So this is what first one is basics of sources. Next one is basis of functions. Based on the functionality, you can classify the policies. That is, production policies, sales policies, finance policies, and Personal policies. That is what these are also certain set of rules and regulations based on the function of the organization or function of the employee who is there in that particular organization. That is, look here, production policies. These always, especially these production policies will be based by the government bodies. They will frame the production policies. That is, for this amount of input, you have to get these many number of productions. Only these many number of productions you can produce. Like this, certain set of policies will be given by the government, and even the organization also will frame certain policies based on the. That is, I am a big member of your organization. I am the main owner. I will tell you to produce certain goods to the customers. I will tell you 100 goods has to be produced. That's the total number of quantity should be 100. That is what certain policies I am implementing, and these 100 whatever the items I have produced, that much, that those 100 items should be the way they should work as I tell. Like this, certain policies will be framed, that's all. Certain rules will be given, certain guidelines. Then sales policies. This is very, very important. This will be given by the higher level authorities who are mainly into the sales teams. That is, when the production, when the customer, when you are giving certain thing to the customer, you have, should always see that whether you are selling to the customer or you're convincing the customers, the policy should be written in such a way that they should follow the government guidelines, and you should sell those products to the customers using the government guidelines itself, and then you should get a good 100% profit from that. Those are the policies that will be based on the government. Then financial policies. This is very, very important thing. This is everything mainly based on the banking sectors. They will give you certain rules and regulations. This will be entirely by the government. Very, very important thing. So, and to get a good finance from the people, they should get the policies from the government. They should get policies from the banking sector. And finally, they, even organization will also frame certain rules and regulations to give its employees. That is, he will be giving certain financial support to the employees also, right? They will should be getting particularly monthly salary. That also they will be having. They will be having fixed DA, fixed HRA, like that. The policies will be framed by the government and even by the organization. Then personal policies is very, very important, particularly for the personal growth of a particular employee. Every organization will frame certain policies related to only particular employee who is working there in the organization. These are the certain guidelines to be given by the company. Next one is basis of organizational level. In organizational level, what are there? Major company policies. As I told, company will be very, very important. After getting my policies from the government, I should also frame my rules and regulations for the particular organization. That is, major company guidelines will be there, do's and don'ts will be there for a particular organization. Then entirely full department is there. Then full organization. In organization, every organization will be having different departments. When you go with the software, when you go with the productivity based company, testing will be there, producing the products will be there, then sales team will be there, HR team will be there. Like this, every organization will have different departments. When you consider our department, our educational department, we will be having whole organization has a one thing. Then we will be having different departments. All these departments will be having their own rules. Organization will be having their own rules. Like this, organization has to frame the set of guidelines to the employees. Then minor policies, little bit, very less guidelines, that may be very little minute guidelines, they will be given by the organization for the employees. So these are the very important policies to be followed by the people who are there in the company. Okay, that is what policies. Then advantages of policies. You are able to follow what is there in this? Whatever the thing I told you. I want reply from you people. Okay, so we will go with the next thing, advantages of policies. You are able to follow what I am telling? Vaibhav, Bhuvan, Akriti. Am I audible to you people?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone has to reply, right? Whatever I am doing, you are able to follow it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will continue with the class now. So advantages of policies. Policies ensure uniformity of action at various organization points, which makes actions more predictable. This is very important. What are the advantages of policies? That is why you frame the guidelines. That is, if you frame certain set of guidelines, will follow and uniformity will be there in that organization. If you do not frame the guidelines, anyone can come and work his on his own. That is, one person is coming at some time, one other person is coming at some time. He will stay for 4 hours, another person will stay for 8 hours, and he will go. None of the people will be following the rules and regulations. They will be working as their own. So you give certain rules and regulations to the people who are working there. Uniformity will be there. For example, now you people will come to college. We have framed that by 9 o'clock everyone should be there in the classroom. That is what we are framing certain actions on you people. And we will tell you this is the tea break, this is the lunch break. Until 4 o'clock you have to sit in the class. Certain rules and regulations we are giving so that all will be uniformly following that. If uniformity is not there, any people can act as his own and he can go. That should not happen in any of the company. Ensure uniformity of actions are at various points. Policies speed up decisions at lower level because subordinates need not consult superiors, and it speeds up the decision. This is very important. For example, I am the one manager in my team. I am framing certain set of policies. I can do that. I implement on my subordinates who are working there, and those people can only come and they people do not need to consult any other people because I am the manager for those people. I have certain rules and regulations to them. They can contact only the superior person. No need to contact any other people. So like that, you can speed up the task because other team is there, some other team is working for some other task. They no need to come and tell to you people. Like that, it speeds up the decision. Then make policies make easier for superior to delegate more and more authority on to his subordinates. This is very, very important. It may make the task easier. That is, it makes easier for superior to delegate more and more authority to his subordinates. Thus, yes, I am the manager, had framed certain rules and regulations. You have to execute it. That's all. You have to follow my rules and regulations, what I'm framing on you. So that is what I can tell. If policies are not there, anyone can ask you why you are telling me. I am not. You are not my superior. They can ask me. If I am a superior and I have framed the rules, you have to follow. That's all. Policies give a practical shape to the objectives. This is very important. When you frame the rules and regulations are only very, very important in any of the organization. You don't have any rules, organization should never exist. Okay. Next one is procedures. Policies are carried out by means of more detailed guidelines. Now we have seen guidelines. Yes, certain set of rules and regulations I am able to follow in my organization. Deeply I have to frame rules and regulations. Yes, I have to take care of government rules and regulations. I have to take care of my own company rules and regulations, frame the rules and regulations so that it should not affect the employees who are working there. Frame them properly, more detailed way you have to find the rules and regulations. That is known as procedures. How you are able to find those rules and regulations, in what way you frame those rules and regulations, that is known as a procedure. So procedure provides a detailed set of instructions for performing a set of actions. That is what it gives, a detailed instructions. That is, I am setting certain set of rules and regulation, do's and don'ts. Detailedly I have to mention. Detailedly I have to mention each and every step perfectly. What all the things the employees must do, what all the things the manager must do, what are the things particular person can do in my company. All detailed sequence of work has to be given. That is known as procedure. Then advantages of procedures. They indicate a standard way of performing a task. When I have a set of detailed actions, yes, this is first action, this is the second rule, this is the third rule. Everything, whatever I'm giving. For example, I am a team leader. In my team, I have assigning certain tasks to the people. I will tell step by step, these are the guidelines you people have to follow to do this task. They will follow the task and they will complete the task within less amount of time. The result is in simplification and elimination of waste. That is very, very important. When you frame set of rules and regulations and give it to the employee, there will be no waste of time, there will be no waste of resources, nothing will be there. They can follow accordingly whatever the manager is telling. Procedure improves the efficiency of employees. This is what, when you frame certain set of rules and give to the employees, always employees will work well for the organization and they will give you the productivity will be very, very good. Procedure serves as a tool of control by enabling managers to evaluate the performance of their subordinates. This is what you give certain rules and regulations based on this, whether your rules and regulations, whether your employee are following or not. How do you measure? Based on the performance? Yes, I'm framing certain set of rules and regulations. My employee is able to complete his task as his work within the particular amount of time and is able to give me 100% result. So when you frame these rules and regulations to your employees, even you can measure their performance from these rules and regulations. For example, today I'll give you certain task. I will give you to implement so and so, or I'll give you certain task to complete an assignment. So you will submit your assignment by, I will give you a deadline and I will give you certain rules. You people have to write only this much. You people have to go through the Google and write everything neatly. I will tell you. After giving my rules and regulations, you people write and submit. Once I correct your assignment, I can come to measure your performance. Like that, you frame your rules and regulations or you frame them, the procedure has to be followed properly. You frame them properly, your efficiency of an employee will be good and you can measure easily the performance of an employee. What? Okay. Then methods and rules. This is also very, very important hierarchy. A method is a prescribed way in which one step of procedure is to be performed. When you have certain steps, certain rules and regulations, as I told you, certain performance will be there, certain procedure will be there. When one step of procedure is to be performed, that is, you have more number of rules and regulations in your organization or in your business. A method will be prescribed. These, how to follow these rules and regulations, you how to implement those on your customers, or sorry, how to implement those on your employee. You have to follow a particular way or particular method will be there to impose them on to the customers. That is known as a method. It is a prescribed way in which one step is to be performed. That is, one procedure has to be performed on a employee. Whether I can implement these rules on my employees or not, after implementing these rules, whether they will be able to follow these rules or not. There will be particular method to implement. Directly, you cannot go and tell, they have by 24 hours of time, you cannot change the rules and you cannot impose them on our employees. You have to think how I can implement on the people who are working in my organization. Okay. Method is thus a part of procedure. It means an established manner of doing an operation. That is, you are establishing certain rules and regulations. You are giving certain rules and regulations to your people who are working in your employee. You have to frame certain guidelines and you have to implement on them. How you are going to do that on them? That is known as a method. Then rules. Rules are detailed and recorded instruction that a specific action must or must not be performed in a given situation. This is what? This is also same like our guidelines. In the guidelines, which action must be performed, which action, specific detailed description of those procedure is known as a rule. That's all. how you are going to do, whether you are going to take an action, whether you are not going to take an action, how you are going to do that, when you are going to do that, after doing that, what you will get. All those things, detailed descriptions will be there. That is known as a. So this method and rules are there. Okay. So this is what very, very important thing, the hierarchy of a planning. That is, we have we have come till here, procedure and rules, methods. Now we will have to go with the three of the other hierarchies of planning. Very, very important thing in this planning. Next, very, very important things comes into our picture. Budget. Budgeting is very, very important. How? After planning, what will be the cost of the budget, and finally investing on that, whether you will be able to get good performance or good result from that. That is very, very important. That is, we have to see the budget proposal of our plan. So single use plans. Program. A program lays down the definite steps which will be taken to accomplish a given task. What is a program? It is a step to accomplish a task. That's all. I have given a particular task to you people. How you are going to do that is known as a program. A program is an action based and result oriented. This is very, very important. I'm giving certain things to do. You will execute. How you will do that? That is how you are doing is an action. And finally, after doing an action, or how you people are doing that work, after finally working on that, finally we have to see what is the result of that. So program is action based and result oriented. That is very, very important. The essential ingredients of every program are time phasing and budgeting. Very, very important. Time phasing is within a particular amount of time you have to complete that task. Specific dates will be given for a particular planning sector, and you have to complete that task within that particular amount of time. Then budget. A provision should be made in budget for financing the program. What is the main important budget? That is how much you are investing on that plan, how much you are investing on that objective, whichever you are doing. So very, very important thing. Time is important. Budgeting is important. Next one is budget. A financial quantitative statement prepared prior to a definite period of time of a policy to be pursued during that period for purpose of obtaining a given object. That is what financially, how financially I am able to support my employee, whether I can invest this much amount of money in my product, whichever I'm going to develop, and finally after investing this amount, can I get good profit from this? This is very, very important. When you frame a particular objective or particular plan, always financial background is very, very important. After framing an objective, you see to that you're getting good support from the finance people and you are able to invest on that, and finally you have to get good profit from that. That is what budget. Important budgets are sales budget, production budget, cash budgets, and revenue and expenses budget. These are the different types of budget. That is sales. After investing that, after selling to the customers, can I get good profit from that? Then production. After investing into this company in my product, can I get good number of product? That is good quantity of products, whatever I am investing. Good quantity of products I'm getting from that. Cash budget. That is, I'm able to give that properly to the customers or not. Then revenue and expenses budget. Whether after this, whether in this financially thing, whatever I'm investing, can I go with the revenue and expenses according to the government rules and regulations? I can go with the government rules and regulations and I can invest my budget on that. All these different of budgets will be there. This will be based on the different companies or the different organization.